Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studios, diving into what the internet can't stop talking about. It's time for Trending Tuesday on Franklin County's favorite morning show, The Starting Lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. And now for your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
And good morning and welcome into the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham, along with Chewy, on a Trending Tuesday here on the show. We encourage you to get involved. Head on over to the ESPN Winchester Facebook page and you can jump in on the FMO Facebook feed. You can also call into the show, 931-967-3500. You can text the show as well, 931-305-5611. The Wookiee one in studio, the board lord, the master of all the switches and the buttons, and, well, basically, he controls the fun. How are you this morning, my friend?
I'm fine. How about yourself, Joe Abraham?
I am tremendous. No, I'm here. You know, some days are better than others. Yesterday, I had a pretty rough day, Chewy.
Yeah.
Not just around here. The Browns basically, like, kicked me right in the groin yesterday. Because, you know, if we didn't already brown enough, the one nice thing we had was Myles Garrett. That was the one thing that we could say, yeah, we didn't make it to the Super Bowl again. In fact, we didn't even make it to the playoffs again. In fact, we pretty much weren't competitive again. But we had this one guy who was like must-watch football every Sunday, set the league record, single-season record in sacks. He had 23 of them. You know how many guys have ever had 23 sacks in a season since they started recording that stat? One. Him.
Wow.
The best single-season sack total ever. And we promptly turned around and traded him.
You told me that yesterday, like it was like the cherry on top.
And I was having a bad day.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. I was like, dang.
Anyway, so that's trending. It is a Trending Tuesday, and we'll go through some topics this morning. Speaking of things that are trending, Chewy, this morning I was driving in. Is it still foggy?
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, man. I came in a little bit ago. You know what? Here's the thing. I left last night for like 10 minutes, and then I came back this morning. I left so late. But no, I came back this morning. I was like, holy crap, where'd all this fog come from? But I was up here working late and watching I had the Alabama-Texas Tech softball game on the TV. And I'm working late, and I felt like I never left. You ever have those days where you walk out of here, and then you come back? No, you don't have those days, do you?
I have days of you know what I do though? I will dream about being in the station and working, and then I come to work and it's like really weird. And I'm like, didn't I do this already? You know,
you said doo-doo, by the way.
All right, thank you, Joe Abraham.
I considered just walking from that room to this room and sleeping on the couch because I was here so late. But you know what? I was terrified of the groundhogs. I thought that they would come in and do things to me in the middle of the night, and I didn't want that.
Okay, jeez.
Anyway.
We got some wild groundhogs.
I was having a bad day. I figured that would make it worse.
Well, yeah, I guess it would make anyone's day worse, but yeah.
So how was your day, my friend? You always ask me how I'm doing, and I just kind of tell you and then slough off even asking you how you're doing. Let's get into you. How are you?
I'm fine. Just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you?
Well, you already asked that question. We can't go back. We can't go round and around here.
Brett Crabtree's back. Hey, there he is.
Brett.
We missed you.
Missed the show. So yesterday what we did, since Brett wasn't here, is we reset it and replayed it in the afternoon just so that Brett could hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was just for Brett. No, I did. We never even really mentioned that. We just kind of like quiet rolled it out. So, by the way, for right now, at least the short term, the afternoons are going to have the starting lineup replay from 2 to 4 p.m. We're working on another show. It's probably going to be like a 1-hour local interview style show that's going to go from 4 to 5 p.m. on the drive home. We're calling that show Made in Franklin County. Made in Franklin County. And it's a show where we can interview, I don't know, like local athletes and educators, teachers, of course, just local people in general who are from here, who know the history from here. Maybe they make something, like they're an artist or what do people do? Do pottery, sculptor,
like a sculptor or a potter.
Yeah.
Or
Chewy, do you know any guys who make things with wood?
I know a lot of guys who make stuff with wood.
Right. So we're putting that show together, and that's going to be coming soon as well. But for right now, from the 2 to 4 p.m., it's the starting lineup replay. And what we decided to do that because a lot of people, their situation is that they drive in the morning, and they might be able to listen to, I don't know, maybe half the show or the first hour of the show or whatever the case is when they're dropping off the kids, or they listen to the second hour of the show. But once they get to work, they lose it. They don't get to listen anymore.
Sure.
So we figured, okay, we'll reset it and replay it in the afternoon.
Brett jumped back in saying
it is on demand, but
he had to catch up on his sleep from racing late on Sunday night.
What time did Brett get home?
I know Doug Garrett said something crazy like 2:30 a.m. or something.
Yeah, Brett got home at 2:30. He said. You know what? I might need to turn this fan off behind me. So
starting to freeze. Well,
because of the All Texas Women's College World Series yesterday, or tomorrow. Yesterday, Texas beat Tennessee. Unfortunately, they had to beat them twice. It was double elimination. They had to beat them twice to get to the Women's College World Series. Tennessee could not win one of the games. We would have had if Tennessee had won one game and Alabama had won one game, we'd have had a Tennessee-Alabama Women College World Series.
Dude, that would have been sick.
Both of them lost.
Oh.
Twice.
Dang.
So it's Texas Tech. Now, I have a Texas Tech shirt, thanks to my sister-in-law. I have a Texas Tech shirt at the house that I have never worn. And I wasn't going to choose today to wear it because I didn't lose a bet. My team just lost to Texas Tech yesterday, and I wasn't going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to wear my Texas Tech shirt. You know what? I just haven't had the opportunity to wear it.
Sure.
It's not that often that I'm like pulling for Texas Tech. I might wear it on Wednesday when they play Texas.
Okay.
But I want the SEC to win, so I might not.
All right.
Anyway, so what I did pull out is I got this bad boy. This is my Come and Take It shirt.
That is a badass
From
shirt.
when I went to the Alamo.
Yeah.
It is pretty sweet, right?
Yeah, that's badass.
This is not Fincham Sportswear.
Unlike your hat.
Unlike my hat. And if it was Fincham Sportswear, this is the longest story ever to say that this shirt I wore it one time. It was like a $50 shirt, right? A very expensive shirt.
Wow.
I would never, right? But I was on vacation. Wore it one time, and now it's like a crop top.
It's great for your summer, bud.
And this fan is blowing air on my back because I'm not wearing a Fincham Sportswear shirt.
Yeah.
But it is cool.
So my household has also discovered the Fincham Sportswear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and my dad threatened me and and verbatim said, boy, you better not lose those shirts.
Yeah.
We have a policy in the house where if finders keepers kind of thing.
Right.
And if I leave a shirt or something on the floor for like 2 or 3 weeks, someone else is going to be like, well, obviously no one cares about this thing, so someone else will take it and wear it.
You have a strange dynamic around your house.
Listen, we've got, we're kind of like raccoons, but it's like, we're like you hoard the best versions of things.
You guys are like homeless inside your home.
Yeah. We're like doing laundry. Dog, you better not drop your favorite pair of socks.
Pushing a shopping cart around your living room. Like, what is going on here? Just picking up stuff. Oh, nobody's eating this. You're like pulling stuff out of the trash.
Yeah.
What is going on over there?
Well, okay, so we've got 5 people sharing, you understand the dynamic. You've got a lot of people in your house sharing 2 dryer washer. So, but we're all adults, so we have to hope that someone else isn't, because we're too lazy just to ask, I guess.
Yeah.
We're like, man, I hope no one's using the washer right now.
Right.
So it's not uncommon that you have to leave, the basket down there and wait for the washer to finish. And
right.
So, but I'm saying, if you drop a shirt or something down there, and that's a nice shirt.
Okay.
May not see it again.
So how washing machines and all these, appliances are going all digital. Now they may already have this, but this is just an idea.
Mm-hmm.
They should make washing machines with the app that is on your phone and washer and dry. And when they finish, they should ping your phone to alert you that it is done, so that you can move your washed clothes now into the dryer.
That wouldn't be bad.
And you could get the whole family on the app, so when, your mom's clothes get done, bing, and you could be like, "Ooh, my turn."
She's got a Dr. Pepper shirt. I want you.
Anyway, so today on the show, it is a Trending Tuesday. Get involved in the show like Brett Crabtree has.
He says he did run into Doug at the race.
Yeah, that's what Doug said yesterday. You'd know that, Brett, if you were here at the show yesterday, because Doug said that. Speaking of Brett, if you get a chance, I got flyers over here that your wife wanted for the golf tournament. So maybe come and get some. I've got a bunch of them that we've already started taking around town. If you see the flyer and you haven't already gotten signed up, then you're late to the party. You better get in on this golf tournament.
Window's closing, too.
It is closing.
Both time and availability.
The tournament is on the 15th, which is a Monday. And I've had people complain, it should have been on a weekend. You know the last time a golf course rented out their weekend schedule for a golf tournament? Pretty much never. If you look at any golf tournament around the area, they're always on a weekday. So don't complain to me about the day that it is. The Chambers golf tournament's on a weekday. Tullahoma's got a golf tournament that's like literally that Friday. Everybody's got golf tournaments right now. But my point is that it's on Monday. It just is what it is. Doesn't mean you can't come out and play. Tell your boss. Joe said, I need the day off because I need to come play in the FC Quarterback Club Classic inaugural.
And right, the first,
yeah,
and hopefully for
hopefully
more.
Because if it's not successful, it may not be there may not be a second one.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I think it'll be successful. We're gonna have plenty of people. I think
it should
it'll be fun.
There are plenty of things, plenty of great things in this town that people don't want to support at times.
Lambo jump back in biceps. If you don't lift, your wife has a girlfriend.
Back and by.
Seps.
As opposed to chest and try.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, what is the most difficult besides leg day?
Shoulders.
Shoulders? Really?
Yeah, well, I like shoulders, but shoulders, I think, probably hurt the most.
The most recovery is the most intense out of them.
It just your arms feel like they're gonna fall off.
I get you.
I
don't get you, but I'm trying to pretend that I do.
The others, it's not so bad. All right. Well, what time do we got to hit the break here? Did we ever go through the music? Did we hit the break?
No, the music didn't play.
It didn't play?
No.
Oh, crap. All right.
We're good, though.
We're going to take a break here. We'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup. You're tuned into ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester, or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
Dr. Susan J. Laws at the Eye Care Center proudly congratulates the graduating seniors of Franklin County and Huntland High Schools, class of 2026. Today marks a major milestone and the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Your hard work, determination, and focus have brought you to this moment. So, as you look ahead, keep your vision clear and your goals in sight. Your community is proud of you and cheering you on. Congratulations from Dr. Susan J. Laws.
From the 931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update.
Lucas Stevens here,
joined by Laura Medina,
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester.
From the 931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update.
Looking forward to another day without any precipitation. We got some areas of some dense fog in the early mornings, but then clearing up with a high of around 80 degrees this afternoon, bright and sunny.
This is Dale from Columbus, previously from the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Let's check in scissor hands.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. And when I screw up, everybody knows about it. That was my fault, Chewy.
It's all right.
I blew up that whole break.
Hey, Mom jumped in.
Good morning, Mom.
Hey, she's all the way in New Orleans right now.
Wow, we're being listened to we're like prestige worldwide.
International.
Yeah.
Lambeau says when he was coaching wrestling in Michigan, his biggest fundraiser was the annual golf tournament. Interesting. Brett Crabtree says, also, if no one has said it already, they do make washers and dryers with apps that tell you when your clothes are done. So there you go. Yeah, so you're right. It does exist.
Well, I am not of that tax bracket.
I got to say, though, there is a part of me that's like, there's a guy who is threatening to make a company called The Just Company.
Okay.
And it is literally going to be like a General Electric kind of style company where they just make anything and everything.
Okay.
Except his are just what it is. They're like, if he's going to sell a washing machine, it's just a washing machine. There's no computer in it. There's no timers. There's no apps. There's no firmware.
So like the whole, they don't make them like they used to, but just making them like they used to.
Literally. And
That's,
it's like just a knob. No touch screen, nothing.
So our dryer is a Speed Queen that we got from Poultry Electric and Pro Hardware, and it is just a dryer. And I don't know if people know about Speed Queen, but you go to like the laundromat, and the one that we used to go to has Speed Queen in it. And if the laundromat is using Speed Queen, that's the brand that I want to use.
It's
right
a good
at home.
metric, yeah.
Okay, so Chewy.
Yes.
It is a trending Tuesday, and we talked in the first segment there about my Fincham sportswear here and our merch. Would this be like an endorsement deal with them?
No. We got some free hats, and we're talking about some hats.
I don't know. I think I think it sounds cool if we call it an endorsement deal.
Okay.
Steph Curry, a basketball player in the NBA, signed a major 10-year endorsement deal with Li Ning. You
got it?
Which is a Chinese sportswear company. He ended his long-standing relationship with Under Armour. The deal is reportedly about expanding the Curry brand globally and includes shoes, apparel, athleisure, and even golf. I didn't know Steph Curry was a golfer.
Yeah.
Here's my concern is Steph Curry. How old is Steph Curry? What is Is Li Ning going to like roll out a line of walkers or something here?
Gosh, dude.
Well, hold on, because Steph Curry he's got to be in his late 30s. He's got to be 38, 37.
He is 38 years old.
Okay. Pulled that one out of my butt. So Steph Curry is 38 years old. In 10 years, Steph Curry's going to be 48 years old.
Yeah.
And unlike LeBron James, I don't think that he's going to be, like, I don't know if he made that deal with Father Time. I don't know if he's going to be playing for that long. I think Steph Curry's a couple years away from calling it a career. Okay?
Is he not one of the best basketball players ever?
I mean, he's pretty good. He's no Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say he's one of the best basketball players ever. He's one of the best in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Top 5 in the last 20 years, probably.
I did want to say, by the way, speaking of Fincham Sports and sponsorships, Brett says that he loves his golf shirt, but do they make it in white and orange, because that would be awesome.
They do.
There you go.
They do make it in white and orange. Did he get
an Auburn one?
He did. Who did I give the orange and white one to? I gave the orange and white one to somebody. I had an orange and white one, I think.
For a shirt?
Yeah. I wasn't going to wear that one, so I gave it to somebody.
I don't know. I know that, I don't know.
I think I had an orange and white one, and I gave it to somebody, Brett. Sorry. All right, so hold on. So back to the Steph Curry thing.
Yeah.
Because if Steph Curry would have asked me for advice, I'd have told him, Steph, you're a face of an American, sport. Basketball is, and I get it. They play basketball globally, but the NBA is the greatest league in the world when it comes to basketball, because at least I said so. I maybe make a company, maybe make a deal with a company that I don't need to, or the average American doesn't need to, like, Google to figure out what it is. Have you ever heard of Li Ning?
No. And it sounds like one of those shell companies, you know what I mean, that just do the mass production thing, dump everything on Temu.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he. So get Steph Curry's Temu. Is it Temu or Temu?
I'm gonna say Temu, but I know
Temu's more fun to say, but I hear Temu and it sounds stupid.
I'm not doing that because that's what they want me to do.
Yeah.
I've already paid for your crappy stuff. I've participated in it.
I won $1,000.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, like you too. Yeah.
It's amazing how every time that thing pops up, I win $1,000 worth of free stuff from Temu.
Brett says, "Well, now I'm upset."
Temu is like Bonnaroo. Or Bonnaroo.
There you go. Yeah, Bonnaroo.
Which we'll talk about later as well, because I still have I've done a little bit more research. I still have no idea who's going to be at Bonnaroo. All right, so if Steph had called me, I would have told him that he needed to maybe pivot and go with an American company, or at least like an American company that makes their shoes in Asia, like Nike.
Yeah,
but.
Just skipping the American middleman.
Yeah, he just went straight to the source.
Went straight to the factory.
But if he had called me up, I could have given him a good suggestion. Maybe Fincham Sportswear could have gotten into the basketball sneaker.
You know what?
Business.
You have a point. Why don't they They should do that with youth athletes. Like have a shirt line or something from like a print shop. Being like, this is the John Doe line, and like the kid gets to pick out the colors and like the sportswear. You know what I mean? Why don't they do that? Well, I guess I know why. It's because it's not financially viable. But I mean, wouldn't that be kind of neat?
I don't know. Today's customability with gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked about it, but we are going to bring in Alan here in a little bit. And we are going to roll out our own merch store very, very soon.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. We've got some like basics up there, some kind of like beginner stuff up there. We may need to roll out a Chewy line. I think you need to now, the colors, I'm going to first and foremost say this. The colors need to be colors that you can see. Okay? So all of your colors need to be like yellow, bright yellow.
Right, yeah. Like lots of neons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else would your designs?
I'll be honest with you. I have thought about, it gets brought up all the time. How many times have we said something and we're like, that's a T-shirt?
Yeah.
So every now and again we'll get on Canva and I'll look at some of your designs and I'll think, what would be good? You know what I mean? I want to make like cryptid spotting shirts. You know what I mean? Or like the Winchester, like cryptid team or something like that. Like a whole line of those kinds of shirts. I think that would be a lot of fun.
If Chewy got an endorsement deal with a shoe company, it would be like Crocs.
Those would be some badass Crocs.
And Chewy definitely needs an endorsement deal with a beanie company for sure. But I think so. Here's the thing. I think Alan's working on beanies for you, at least one. But they've got to go back and actually like knit a beanie because it's the summer. All the beanies are gone.
Did the beanie factory shut down for the summer?
Yeah. They transitioned into making like tank tops and regular people hats.
Lambo jumped back in saying the deal for Steph probably made him a ridiculous amount of money. That's a good point. Okay, he has a point. Also, by the way,
listen, you can't take it with you. But all you can do is leave behind a legacy. Okay? And if I'm Steph Curry, I'm creating my own brand, my own because here's the thing. You want to make some money? How about don't fish? How about not here's like a fish. How about like learn how to fish? Create your own company.
Maybe. Andrew jumped in this morning as well. But I got to say, you did say it though. You said that he might be in the twilight of his career. 38 years old as an NBA player is impressive.
Right. So he's got to figure out what's that next step. Well, how about a athletic brand. Excuse me, my allergies. How about an athletic brand that is built by a guy who is a modern day athlete instead of just like a company who takes their insight. Like create your own company and leave behind a legacy, or at least get into like Indian food. Your last name is Curry. I mean,
oh God, that would be such a genius idea.
Steph's Curry.
Oh my gosh, why hasn't he done that?
Because he doesn't have a marketing mind like me on his team.
That's so smart, dude.
You think he likes Indian food?
I'm sure. Like you could travel that much. I'm sure you get to try.
Think anybody's
really cool
pitched
food.
him that idea?
Well,
Steph's Curry.
Well, you know how like celebrities are all doing their restaurants now.
Yeah.
Like even Eminem did one called Mom's Spaghetti, which is hilarious. Where I actually want to go to that one. But like I think Snoop Dogg has her restaurant. Danny Trejo
tastes like vomit.
Yeah. Danny Trejo has a taco place, and apparently they're like amazing. But a lot of these celebrities are doing that. But that might be my favorite one that I've ever heard. I do want to say one thing though with Steph though. Do you think that this is kind of like part of his retirement plan though? You get a big. It doesn't matter who it comes from. They give you.
Yeah, I mean the dude's never gonna have to work again, right. Sure, but
someone shows up to you with like what $20 to $60 million. I'm be honest with you, Joe. I might say yes.
I don't know. I feel like I get it. I get there's money involved, but to go with a company we've never heard of just kind of weird. Anyway. At least it wasn't like some Saudi prince with the oil money that just did his own, created his own golf league and
they're buying
stole half of the golfers.
They're buying up those soccer clubs in like Europe.
Oh, I know it. I know.
Pretty insane.
Anyway, all right. So, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I like what Shaq did with his shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Made like affordable shoes, but made them appropriate for basketball, so kids like everywhere could use them if they had to have basketball shoes. I was like, that's a smart idea, both from like an empathetic standpoint, but also the point of like a lot of kids are going to wear those shoes, and a lot of young athletes who will grow up to be great athletes will also have those shoes.
Yeah. Well, I what's funny about that too is probably made in the same factory as the Nikes next door. You know?
Probably almost exactly.
All right, next segment. We'll transition from endorsement deals to I got to figure out, Chewy, what to do about the station. I'm pretty sure the station is being reclaimed by nature.
Yeah.
Like the actual building. The rain has turned everything green and aggressive. And the building is like covered in vines and weeds and whatever else God has allowed to survive the flood. So we'll talk about that when we come back, as well as the Browns trading away Myles Garrett. It is the starting lineup. You're tuned into ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
Lucas Stevens here,
joined by Laura Medina,
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340, 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
After months of speculation about a possible artificial intelligence data center coming to Arnold Air Force Base, base leadership has confirmed the project will not be moving forward. In a statement issued Monday, June 1st, Arnold Air Force Base officials said they were notified by the Air Force Civil Engineering Center that potential enhanced use lease offerors will not be submitting proposals for parcels at Arnold for AI data center development. Officials said the decision was based on feedback received from companies that participated in a multi-installation source selection process. The official deadline to submit proposals was May 29th. Arnold Air Force Base was one of 5 installations nationwide being considered for potential AI data center development. The Air Force had offered land at Arnold in Tennessee, Edwards Air Force Base in California, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona, and Robbins Air Force Base in Georgia. According to the statement, those installations were selected based on market analysis, infrastructure availability, and overall strategic importance. However, no proposals will be submitted for Arnold parcels at this time. In other local news, the Winchester Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying an individual involved in vandalism at a local business. Police say the man shattered a cooler door earlier last week. His identity is currently unknown. Anyone who recognizes the individual is encouraged to contact Detective Alex Bosch at 931-967-3840. Anonymous tips may also be submitted through Crime Stoppers at 931-962-4636. A photo of the individual related to the case is available on the Winchester Police Department's Facebook page. For more details on these stories and more, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
One thing has never changed in Winchester, Tennessee. Hall Furniture has been there through it all. 3 generations, decades of trust, and the commitment to quality, value, and service that still comes first today. As we celebrate over 75 years in business, we want to say thank you to our loyal customers, our community, and to everyone who has made Hall Furniture a Winchester tradition. Hall Furniture. Here's to another 75 years of helping you make a house feel like home.
I don't know what to tell you. I know it's not much, but this is the best they've got. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham alongside Chewy, and this rain has, Chewy, just turned everything, the growth rate on everything is just cranked up the high right now.
Hey, no rain today, though.
Yeah. I know it. For the next couple days, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
I think
it's gonna be okay for a few days.
But it's kind of like one of those nature documentaries where the wilderness is turned against us around here.
Like a David Attenborough documentary or something.
Yeah. So if you see in the background of the station, like the shots and stuff like that on the FMO Facebook feed, the green stuff on the walls, that's real.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's coming in.
Yeah, we just thought, well, that looked nice.
No, the rain has just been relentless, right? Well, we got vines now climbing up the building, climbing up the top. We got Virginia creeper all over the building, which I know it's Virginia creeper, Chewy, because I took pictures of it with my smartphone yesterday, and it told me, because I was worried that it was like some sort of something poisonous ivy or poison sumac or something that would make me itchy.
Okay.
I didn't want anything that made me itchy.
Sure.
Again.
Speaking of the Virginia creeper, that was my nickname in high school.
Yeah. The cryptid creeper.
The cryptid creeper.
Could be worse. Could be Carolina Reaper.
Ooh,
crawling up
bad.
the building.
I'll eat one if you eat one.
No.
All right.
No, my body couldn't handle that.
I'd like to see if it kills me. Christopher Lambert also jumped back in saying, like you said, he's no Jordan. Talking about Steph Curry still. Creating your own brand in most cases doesn't last that long. Big deal set up his grandkids' future, and it says, I don't see many kids running around in Shade's shoes. Just saying, but Jordan's will last forever. I guess that's right because is it just the staying power of the fashion of Jordan? Like it got transferred from being an athletic brand to a fashion brand.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I always go back to Jordan being like the GOAT, over LeBron, is that Jordan changed the game but not the game. Like he changed the game that they were playing in terms of the overall picture of what an athlete and what an endorsement deal and what that could look like. He didn't necessarily change the game of basketball. He did a little bit. He did some things. But I'm talking about like he changed the way that we do sports marketing. And so anything that comes after LeBron getting shoe deals, which I have a pair of LeBron shoes that I wear at the gym. They're pretty sweet. You got the lion on it. And all of that, that's good and fine. But Jordan kind of set the standard. And Jordans are still the standard when it comes to the shoe.
Alice Davis jumped in saying, go a step further, create it and sell it for him for lots of money. So I didn't even know LeBron had a shoe. Are those black ones you wear?
No, those are just my Nike ones. So I've got a pair of navy. I think they're like I don't even know. I didn't even know. I'm not a shoe guy.
Sure.
I'm not a shoe guy.
That's like a thing now. Sneakerhead is what they call them.
That's
pretty wild. Yeah, I've seen they've got a wicked black market.
Do we have any sneakerheads in the chat?
Yeah.
Jump into the chat feed.
It sucks, though, because I've seen a lot of these guys who accumulate an amazing collection, and you'll see it, like, on a video. But if you, because of the way shoes are designed, if you don't use them, they just, crumble to dust.
I've heard that. Like, if you don't wear them, they basically fall apart, which is weird.
And I've seen videos of guys, picking up a shoe and just, it crumbles like styrofoam.
Whoa.
It's really wild and scary.
That is weird. All right, so the Browns, speaking of generational talents, the Browns traded Myles Garrett yesterday. They sent him to the Rams. They're going to get Jared Verse back and multiple draft picks. People have joked around. They went on Madden, Chewy, and they tried to make the trade. And you, basically in Madden, you can't make the trade. You have to turn it on very easy to make the trade. Yeah, because Myles Garrett is a 99 overall, and Jared Verse is somewhere. He's like a 88 to 90, somewhere in there. But Garrett is about to be 21, and Verse is only going into his third year in the league. So here's the thing, and I get it. So personally, the Browns, I believe that the Browns actually won the trade long term. They're getting a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third-round pick. I think that they probably could have gotten more. But I think that the way that the trade is set up, they're going to win long-term because I don't think that Myles Garrett is going to ever have the type of season that he had this past year. He has a lot of games as well where he'll have like 3 sacks or two or 3 sacks, and then he's got other games where he's like non-existent. He gets a lot of offsides calls. People who don't watch the Browns every down like I do don't realize that there's a lot that comes with Myles Garrett. He's not a one-trick pony, but they've basically used him as a one-trick pony. And while I think that he's tremendous for the Rams and where they're currently at, what their situation currently looks like, and it makes the Rams really scary, I don't think that the guy is ever going to be – I think he's already peaked. The other thing about him is he's had a few injuries that linger and have lasted. A few years ago, he got in a really bad car accident, tore up one of his arms and shoulders pretty bad. And so at some point in time, he's going to start going downhill. He's going to start deteriorating. The Browns, on the other hand, aside from, and I am a little bit trying to justify it, but, just wait because I'm going to crush the Browns here in a second. The Browns, on the other hand, now have the 2020, I think it's the 2020, last year is 2025, 26. So they got the 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year, and they also just acquired, in this trade, the 2024 Defensive Rookie of the Year, meaning that they have the last 2 Defensive Rookies of the Year on the same defense right now, and they are starting to stockpile for the future. They had a really good draft last year, outside of the whole Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders disaster. But the rest of the guys were really good. They had a pretty good draft this year. It could turn out to be a really good draft this year. And now they've got 2 first-round picks in next year's draft, which is highly anticipated. You got a lot of talent coming out in this next year's draft. And if you're the Browns, the argument is Myles Garrett is not going to be around here in the next few years. He's not going to be part of at least he's not going to be as good as he is by the time that the team gets good. They're 2 or 3 or 4 years away from being really good. He's going to be 35, 36 years old, but they've got some of these guys probably 2 or 3 years away. In 2 or 3 years, they could be really, really good. Really good. Really, if they find a quarterback in the next year or so, which I know is saying a lot because they haven't found one in the last 20, but eventually you got 25. Eventually you got to get there, right? The odds have got to at some point hit.
Sure, don't get you.
Okay, so my point is that you're holding on to an asset that has great value. That every day that goes by, that value, because he's over his peak. Every day that goes by, it's kind of like a car starts to lose its value.
Depreciate.
Yeah. And I think that now is probably the time that you trade that guy. Do I love what they got for him? Not necessarily. I like Jared Verse okay. They got a first-round pick, okay. I think that they, when you talk about the best defensive sack artist ever, probably should have gotten more for him, but it's fine. We gave up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Anyway, my point is this. I don't think that it was horrible for them, but what makes me angry is that they're in this position in the first place.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is a few years ago, they had a core that they were starting to build around in Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett, and some of these guys, and they were doing things. They were making waves. They were winning playoff games. They won a playoff game against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, and they were starting to head in the right direction. And they blew all of that up overnight, trading for Deshaun Watson, a guy who had 20-something counts of massage assault against him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whatever better way to put that. And they blew it all up. So you wouldn't be here if you didn't make that mistake in the first place. They've done some really good things here in the last 24 months or so. From a GM standpoint, Andrew Berry has done some really good things. But Andrew Berry is still the guy who traded for Deshaun. He's still the guy who made the worst trade in the history of ever. And you can say, well, the ownership was involved and the coaching staff was involved and everybody was involved in the process. I don't care. Like all the good things that he's doing, all the good athletes and good players he's brought in, and the draft picks that he's acquired and all that type of stuff, they're still not back to where they were before they made this whole train wreck happen in the first place.
Yeah.
So not only did you not achieve what you thought was possible, which when they traded for Deshaun Watson, I'm thinking they thought that he was the guy that was going to level them up to the point where they could win the Super Bowl. Not only did you not achieve that, you went so far back the other way. I mean, it's not like you just lost a little bit of ground. You literally went back to zero. You went back to resetting the entire thing. That's how bad that meltdown was as an organization. And so, yeah, they've done some nice things. But now you trade away the most beloved and really the only reason for watching this team play football over the last couple of years, player. I just don't get it. I don't get why so many people like Andrew Berry. I don't understand why he's still employed, honestly. It's just frustrating as a Browns fan to go through this time after time again. And then if you're a Titans fan, A.J. Brown goes to the Patriots. He's going to reunite with Mike Vrabel. Am I the only one who thinks that the Patriots are going to be like 500 this year? Jump in a chat if you think that the Patriots are going to come crashing back down to earth.
Lambo says C.J. Carr is the best QB in college football. Go Irish.
Lambo's not a homer.
No. It's interesting and frustrating.
It's frustrating. We'll wrap up hour number 1 here on the other side. When we come back, it is a Trending Tuesday. This is ESPN Radio, 1340, 106.9, WCDT Winchester.
This is ESPN Radio Winchester, where Franklin County comes to life. From local news and athletics to everything in between, we're proud to bring you the stories that matter right here at home. And it's all made possible by local businesses connecting with real people in our community every single day. When you support them, you support our local coverage. Over 75 years of Franklin County heritage. Want your business to be a part of it? Contact WCDT today. ESPN Radio Winchester. Franklin County plays here.
Stevens here.
Joined by Laura Medina.
Inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Why choose More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester, or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwannee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
I don't know what to tell you. I know it's not much, but this is the best they've got. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio, WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester on a trending Tuesday here. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. All right, so taking a quick look over at the Twitterverse, because, trending Tuesday. Top thing trending is Rams, who traded, we just mentioned, with the Browns.
This is a bigger deal than just the Browns fans.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Browns fans are just there's a state of depression right now. Not because they don't understand the why. It's more like the how did we get here.
Right.
So Rams is trending number one. People are pretty much picking them as the Super Bowl favorite now. Which is kind of funny because the Rams division includes the 49ers, who, despite half their team being on, IR all season long, were still one of the best teams in the league. The Seahawks, who, you may have forgotten, they won the Super Bowl. And then there's the Rams, who just acquired Myles Garrett. I'm trying to already forget his name. All right, so number two is Happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
Also trending along with Nuclear Family Month. Didn't know that was a thing.
I did not either. Oh, they're probably doing it to protest it.
Right, it's like a counter.
Sure.
Counter. It says only on X trending.
Right.
Happy Pride Month, trending with Nuclear Family Month. Number three, A.J. Brown is trending. He was traded from the Eagles to the Patriots. Number four, Good Tuesday. Number five, Get Stocks Upgrade. Don't know what that means. Something to do with money. I don't know money. I don't have money. I'm not worried about it. Number six, Euphoria, which I think is a TV show.
Yes, I believe it is a TV show.
Don't know nothing about her. Never heard of her. Hezbollah is number seven. That's trending.
Yeah.
That's disconcerting.
Sure.
Number eight, Sesame Street. Sesame Street trending right next to Hezbollah.
Man, we're living in a less fun dystopia.
Yeah. What's going on here? Number nine, Super Bowl. Probably connected to the Rams. Number 10, Lebanon.
Yeah.
Lebanon is in Tennessee. Lebanon is
the country.
The country. Yeah. Number 11, LGBTQ. Number 12, Spurs.
Now, is that also a sports team?
Yeah, San Antonio Spurs are going to be taking on the New York Knicks.
Okay.
In the NBA Finals. Rematch of the 1999 series in which the Spurs defeated the Knicks. Go Knicks. Number 13, RTX On, which is some sort of gaming thing.
Yeah, that's it's NVIDIA's graphics card.
Okay.
It's a mode that you can turn on.
Aaron Donald is trending. He's a former player for the Rams. Tina Peters, I don't know who she is. Politics. And then a bunch of other things. It's Taco Tuesday, by the way.
Lambo did jump in saying, just remember I've said it. CJ Carr for Heisman. I don't know if you I don't know. If you don't know, you should. There you go. I'm not here this morning.
Listen, I appreciate where Lambo's coming from.
Do you disagree?
I'm not sure if CJ Carr is going to challenge for the Heisman this year.
Well, who do you think is going to go for the Heisman this year?
There are probably like half of the quarterbacks in the SEC have a better chance of winning the Heisman this year than CJ Carr.
Wow.
And I get it. He's up there. I know his odds are, not too long. He's probably like second or third in overall odds. I'm just saying it's not going to happen. Happy, it's the 2nd, right?
Yeah.
June 2nd. It's National Rotisserie Chicken Day.
Okay.
Dude, what the heck? How do we not have a day?
Happy
Dead
Grocery
chickens
Day.
Have days, and we don't have a day.
We need to die.
It's a starting lineup day, is what it is.
Dying. More like it. Let's get this going.
Oh man,
I could have a day. Yeah.
It's Happy National Chewy Day.
Happy National Chewy Day, May 2nd.
June 2nd.
June 2nd.
All right. We'll be back with hour number 2 on the other side. Tomorrow's National Egg Day. It is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Attention golfers, businesses, and Franklin County football fans. The inaugural Franklin County Quarterback Club Classic is coming Monday, June 15th to Bear Trace at Tim's Ford. Grab 3 friends and enter your team or promote your business with a sponsorship package. We'll have great golf, prizes, giveaways, food, a long drive and closest to the pin contests, and more. So help us launch this new tradition while supporting Franklin County football. Team and sponsors spots are limited, so sign up today.
Stimulant misuse can take many forms. It may involve abusing methamphetamine or prescribed ADHD medication. Both carry real risks when not used safely or under medical supervision. Prevention starts with education and open communication. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides tools and local resources to help families make informed decisions. When we stay proactive, we are stronger together, and we are stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org. This project is funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
No two patients are alike. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas delivers care centered around your health, your goals, your story, your recovery. From routine checkups to critical procedures, we use today's medical technology and advanced clinical practices to help you feel better, recover faster, and return home to the community you love. We don't just specialize in care, we specialize in you. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
I'm Kristen Abraham, curator of Abraham Art Gallery right on the square in downtown Winchester. Looking for something unique? Every month brings a new featured artist, original art to inspire and share with the community. Come in, explore, and discover art that's ready to go home with you today. Whether you're redecorating, collecting, or just need something that sparks joy, this is your place. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. Visit abrahamgallery.com or stop by at 106 North High Street. You never know what you'll fall in love with.
Farmers, gardeners, and homeowners. Franklin Farmers Co-op in Winchester is your one-stop shop. From top quality feed and seed to fencing, equipment, and even pet supplies. We have everything you need to keep your farm or home running smoothly. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by Franklin Farmers Co-op, conveniently located at 2229 Deckard Boulevard, or give us a call at 931-967-5511. Franklin Farmers Co-op, rooted in your success, growing with your community.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 AM WCDT and 106.9 FM W295 AV Winchester, serving Franklin County for over 70. Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studio, it's the starting lineup. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. And to start off hour number 2, you can get involved in the show on this Trending Tuesday, like Lambo is, over on the FMO Facebook feed. Now, Lambo believes that C.J. Carr is going to win the Heisman. He's very passionate about his Notre Dame Fighting Irish. What's ironic about this whole thing is I love Notre Dame. Notre Dame, I grew up a Notre Dame fan. My father actually used to, he says he used to do this. I don't think my father ever rocked me to sleep ever. But he says he used to sing me the Notre Dame fight song to go to sleep. Grew up in Western New York. Notre Dame was a big deal up there.
Yeah.
In fact,
also, wasn't Notre Dame the one that's always on TV or something?
Yeah, like NBC and all that type of stuff. They call it the Notre Dame Broadcasting Network. So I grew up a huge Notre Dame fan. They were my college football team. And still are in many ways. So I love Notre Dame. I love when they win. Very, very proud Notre Dame fan in a lot of ways. I also respect and love the SEC and the teams down here. I just love college football in general. And I am telling you, despite what FanDuel is saying, with C.J. Carr being the favorite at plus 750 to win the Heisman Trophy, C.J. Carr is not going to win the Heisman Trophy this year. He's just not. I will be absolutely blown away. And here's the thing. If you look at the odds, you've got C.J. Carr at plus 750. You've got Arch Manning at plus 800. Then there's Trinidad Chambliss plus 1,100 and Julian Sayin at plus 1,200. The ironic thing, it's Sam Levitt's all the way down at plus 2,000. The ironic thing about these Heisman betting odds is that they mean really nothing right now. And the futures, a lot of times what they do is they lean into the fan bases. The biggest fan bases get the shortest odds. They're leaning into the number of Notre Dame fans that are out there. And there are a lot of them out there, especially up in the Northeast, because of what I just said, the whole NBC thing. C.J. Carr being at plus 750, and this is, again, part of the reason why Notre Dame gets so many opportunities, I think, is the way that other people would argue against Notre Dame. Notre Dame usually gets the benefit of the doubt. Usually gets the benefit of the doubt because they have such a huge fan base. If Notre Dame's playing in a game, it's going to draw. C.J. Carr is plus 750. The shortest odds to win the Heisman Trophy this year. C.J. Carr does not have a better chance at winning the Heisman Trophy than Julian Sayin, who is plus 1,200. They don't. Realistically, they do not have different odds. And in fact, I would say that Julian Sayin has a better chance at doing it than C.J. Carr. Now, Arch Manning at plus 800 carries a lot of weight because it's his last name. You could say, well, what about his odds? Here's the thing. Ohio State and Texas play the second week of the season. Ohio State then plays Indiana on Saturday, October 17th. They play USC. They play Oregon. They play Michigan. And if Ohio State is going to make the college football playoff this year, then Julian Sayan's going to need to be special. And they're going to need to win some big games against some big teams. And they have the ability to do that. Texas plays Ohio State, as I said. They play Tennessee at Tennessee in Neyland. They play Oklahoma. They go down to Florida. They go to Ole Miss. They play LSU. They play Texas A&M in the last game of the season. They play through a gauntlet of an SEC schedule. If they are going to make it to the college football playoff, they are going to need to beat some really good teams and win some really big games. This is Notre Dame's schedule. Wisconsin, Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Stanford, BYU, Navy, Miami, Boston College, SMU, Syracuse. Most people look at Notre Dame as having a one-game schedule. And I would be shocked if Notre Dame does not make the college football playoff because they're Notre Dame and because they have a cupcake schedule. And while I respect where Lambeau is coming from and his passion for C.J. Carr, and I do think that C.J. Carr is going to have some probably pretty crazy numbers, the Heisman Trophy award, Chewy, is given to the best player in college football. To me, to be the best player in college football, you have to beat the best teams in college football. Not just beat the piss out of a bunch of cupcakes week in and week out. And so, in closing to my argument, and I haven't even looked at Lambeau's comments yet, but in closing to my argument, Lambeau, if Ohio State and Texas both miss the college football playoff, I will be absolutely flabbergasted. And if either of them makes it, their quarterback will likely have a better argument at being the best quarterback, best player in the country than C.J. Carr. Unless they go head-to-head and just like head slap Texas and or Ohio State in a college football playoff, which the college football playoff hasn't been completely kind in ultimate outcome to Notre Dame in the past few years. But that's just my personal opinion.
He did say that you two should put a bet on it, wearing a Notre Dame Fighting Irish T-shirt for a day. That would be a good one.
That wouldn't hurt my feelings. I would totally do that. And in fact, let me put it this way. If C.J. Carr, I hope C.J. Carr wins the Heisman. I'll tell you what. You know who on this list, you know who I want to win the Heisman? You got C.J. Carr. You got Arch Manning. You got Trinidad Chambliss. You got Julian Sayin. You got Josh Hoover, Dante Moore, Jeremiah Smith, Darian Mensah, Gunnar Stockton, Sam Levitt, Jaden Maiva, or I don't know how to say his last name, Marcel Reed, Malachi Toney, Keelan Russell. You know who I want to win? C.J. Carr. I want C.J. Carr to win the Heisman. I'm just saying I would be absolutely shocked.
Brett Crabtree also jumped in saying, by the way, Joe, me and my brother went and played at Bear Trace on Saturday. Y'all don't stand a chance, just heads up.
All right.
Lambeau jumped back in after. So the first thing he said up here was, and this is a bit of a long one, so I'll be fast. You said he doesn't have a chance to be in the running. I say he is in the top 4 in the running at the end of the season. Most likely will win. I promise you, he is the best quarterback in football at this season, and his receivers will be the best overall receiver group in college football. Don't sleep on the Irish this year. They're extremely talented at all aspects of the game, and the SEC will be embarrassed again. But then here, just a few seconds ago, he said, schedules – wait, hold on. I don't care about odds. All you have to do is watch him play. He clearly is the best quarterback in college football. It's that simple. Notre Dame will be in the playoffs this year, and I'll make a bet that they will be in the finals for the national championship. This is the year come. Here come the Irish. Then he says schedules are made up in advance. It's too early to rank Notre Dame's schedule. Yes, I agree. This year's schedule on paper isn't a tough schedule at the moment. However, we could see that change. It happens every year. And then Kevin Simmons says if Notre Dame doesn't get in the playoffs, it will be just like last year. They'll take the ball and go home.
Yeah, Notre Dame, I would be shocked if they don't make the playoff. I'm not, as far as a lot of the things that he said, Lambeau said, listen, I think that C.J. Carr will probably be. Do they still have it in New York City? I think that he's going to still be at the Heisman Trophy presentation. I think he's going to be one of the top 4 or 5 guys there because I think that he is going to have a tremendous season because they don't play anybody. I think his numbers are going to be crazy. But saying that he is hands down, far and away, the best quarterback in college football this upcoming year is, I think, is speculative. Last year, Fernando Mendoza was by far and away the best quarterback in college football. And I think second to him was probably Julian Sayin for most of the season. Arch Manning he's the wild card because he has possibly the highest ceiling out of all of these guys if he lives up to the Manning name, but that's a lot of pressure to put on him. He could be the guy that people are... The expectation has always been so high, but he could be the generational quarterback that comes out of this group. I don't know if people are licking their chops in the NFL for C.J. Carr necessarily the same way that they are Arch Manning or Julian Sayin.
So you keep bringing up Arch Manning. Here recently, I haven't heard amazing things from him. I've heard, is this a nepotism thing in sports?
Well, so yes, a little bit as far as his name is concerned.
Yeah.
But, the guy went to Texas, has a lot of pressure on him to be the guy, right? Didn't perform great early in his first season as the guy, as the starter, and has come along. The expectation is that he is going to take a major step forward. And if he does, in his talent, in his execution, in his just skill set, in his ability to do the little things, make big throws, but also, even coming to the line and seeing things before that's one of the things that his brothers were really, or his uncles were really good at. The Manning brothers when they would come to the line, they knew a lot of times what you were doing defensively. Arch Manning has that in him because of his last name and because of the guys that he can lean on to teach him.
You said something interesting, though. You said he's expected to get better soon. Why?
Well, he's expected to be much better this year than he was last year because he's had time to now look back at where he came up short last year and work on those areas. Even during the season, he was actively getting better as the season went along.
Interesting.
And I'm not saying that C.J. Carr isn't a really good quarterback. I'm just saying to flat out say he's the best quarterback in college football. He hasn't proven that yet, any more than any of these other guys have.
Lambeau did jump in, though, saying that Arch is overrated and the hype is just in the name, though.
He has been overrated to this point.
Interesting.
Arch could come out and be the Arch that everybody thought he could be this year.
All right.
Give him an off season, and we'll see. We'll see. Arch is scary. It is a starting lineup. We'll be back after this.
Living with chronic shoulder stiffness or limited mobility? When conservative treatments no longer provide relief, there may be a non-surgical option to consider. Shoulder artery embolization is a minimally invasive outpatient procedure designed to reduce inflammation in the shoulder joint without joint replacement or major surgery. Find out if shoulder artery embolization may be right for you. Contact Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Vein Center or visit southtncardio.com.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Deckard. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors LLC, your ride is waiting.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Bennett's Pharmacy.
At Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester, we're more than a pharmacy. We're your partner in health. Conveniently located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, we're here to serve you with fast, friendly, and personalized service. Need prescriptions filled? Looking for over-the-counter products? We've got you covered. Plus, enjoy local delivery and expert advice from our caring team. Call us today at 931-967-2777 or stop by Bennett's Pharmacy at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard today.
Joe had to mix up some more pre-workout, but he's ready to go another round. Back to the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. All right, so arguing back and forth with Lambo on who's going to be the Heisman Trophy winner. I say pretty much anybody other than CJ Carr. Not anybody. I just say that there are guys who have just as good of a chance, if not better, than CJ Carr. I hope CJ Carr wins it. It will be tough to do so. And I see some of these other guys, and I don't know.
I want that Saiyan kid to win.
The Ohio State kid?
Yeah.
I don't want him to win because I don't want them to have a good year.
Oh, right. I was just thinking about his name. I thought it'd be hilarious that if your name is literally Saiyan, you just like are in this impressive athlete. You know what I mean? I thought that was funny irony.
So, like, Trinidad Chambliss is third. I don't give Trinidad Chambliss any chance at winning the Heisman this year because I think that Ole Miss is going to take a major step back. You know, you've got this Josh Hoover kid who comes from TCU and transfers into Indiana. Guy's never played it down for Indiana, and they've got him in the top 5 right now, along with Dante Moore out in Oregon. There are some guys on this list, like Sam Leavitt, plus 2,000. If LSU has a good season, Sam Leavitt will probably be there for the award ceremony. It's funny because Keelan Russell, we're not even sure if Keelan Russell is going to be the starter at Alabama, but this is how good Keelan Russell is. Keelan Russell is plus 3,000. Lenoris Sellers is plus 3,500. He's got a better odds right now than Lenoris Sellers, and we don't even know if he's going to be the starter at Alabama. That's how talented Keelan Russell is. Put that kid on the field if you're Alabama. 19 years old, 6'3", 200-pound quarterback. he is terrifying. When he gets on the field, I think Alabama could be special once again.
How are you feeling about them?
I just don't know if DeBoer is the guy.
You think so?
I don't know if DeBoer is the guy. I don't know if he can win consistently win big games. There only is one Nick Saban, but it feels like there are other teams in the country that they step up when the lights are brightest, that their coaches have them ready to go. And it just feels like, with Alabama, it just feels like they wither in those situations. And I go back to, this was very early on when he first took over. I go back to a story that I heard that Kalen DeBoer moved a practice from the heat of the day to either later in the day after the sun had set, or in the evening or something like that, after it had cooled off a little bit, or maybe it was earlier in the day. But he moved a practice out of the heat of the day because it was so hot. And to me, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what better time to practice? Like let's go out there and teach our guys some mental toughness.
Endurance.
Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. If you can perform when it's, 100 and hot versus 90.
It's like how they design car engines,
Stress test it.
Yeah, they design it to run all the time at 200 miles per hour, knowing you're going to drive 30 to 60. It's like, I think I remember when this first happened, and you were actually on air when it happened. And you came in to tell us about it. And I remember as a non-sports fan, again, agreeing with you 100%, just being like, why would you want to not condition your guys? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like, I don't know. But you made an interesting point saying that, like, that, or at least the way I interpreted it was like, if that's what he's doing at, like, on these big decisions, like, you know what I mean? What about the small stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
that is a small decision that reflects in those bigger moments. The meme of the day, in my opinion, is a picture of the 4 logos for the NFC West. The Los Angeles Rams logo, the Seattle Seahawks logo, the San Francisco 49ers logo, and then the Arizona Cardinals logo. And I just mentioned this. The Rams just picked up Myles Garrett. Mm-hmm. The Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. The 49ers were one of the best teams in the league despite having half their team on IR because there's a power station that keeps blowing out all their knees. And then there's the Cardinals. And so the meme says the wheels on the shopping cart be like, because the Cardinals are freaking horrible.
Oh, that's not nice. Brett Crabtree says, I'm betting that Tennessee will have a true freshman starting at quarterback in Faison Brandon.
I think that I feel like if it's that close, I agree with you. I kind of lean towards that. If you're not sure, and if the guys are like 1 and 1A, go with the younger guy. Go with the younger guy.
Lambo jump back in saying, again, Marcus Freeman, the best up-and-coming coach in college football. He's usually one of the best coaches in college football and young.
I do love Marcus Freeman. And so my father and I go back and forth on this because my father, he raised me to be a Notre Dame fan, and I defend Notre Dame to no end. I want Notre Dame to return to the glory days. I love the Golden Domers. One of my favorite movies of all time is Rudy. I'm telling you, I still have my childhood Notre Dame blanket. I'm telling you, I hear you, Lambo, and I want for that to happen. I think that college football is better when Notre Dame is good, and people down here are going to be, hate on me for it, whatever the case. But, just because you don't like Ohio State and Notre Dame and some of these other blue blood programs, don't tell me that you wouldn't love to see a college football playoff that had like Notre Dame, Ohio State, even Penn State, Michigan, Alabama, Tennessee, USC. Who else we got? I know I'm leaving a bunch of them out, but my point is that I don't want to see TCU. I don't want to see Texas Tech. I don't want to see Indiana in the college football playoff. That's me. And you can get offended all you want, but I love seeing the Blue Bloods be there. I want more of that. I want Florida State to be good. I want Southern Cal to be good. Over there on my shelf, I've got, what is this one? Oh, that's Ohio State. So over on my shelf, I've got a bunch of the SEC teams, which, by the way, if you ever want to buy me anything, if you ever want to gift me anything, I mean, it never happens, but I'm just saying if you do. Ohio, I have a mini helmet. I wouldn't call it a fetish. What would you call it, Chewy? Not an obsession.
I would say special interest.
Special interest. I'm a collector of mini helmets. Ohio State, USC, Michigan, Notre Dame, Florida State, Penn State. I got the Texas Tech one for Katie, but they're over there too. But then I've got all the SEC, not all of them. I've got like 7 or 8 of the SEC teams. I haven't finished my SEC collection. In the other room, if you come in the front door, I've got the full 32-team NFL helmet set. I got to get some updated ones because, the Titans had to change their helmet and some other teams changed their helmet. So I got to get some new ones. But my point is that there's a reason why I have the Blue Bloods down there, because I love the Blue Bloods.
So Brett Crabtree jumped in being a contrarian. Says Notre Dame's straight trash.
That is like Tennessee fan 101.
Oh dear, that was. I'm sorry. That's why I've been laughing at. It just popped up, and I was like, "You said that just to be honest." So is that the prevailing culture around here? The only thing I know about football around here was we're supposed to like Tennessee.
The only thing that Tennessee and Alabama fans have in common that they both agree upon is they both hate Notre Dame.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, one would argue that grass is green and the other one would argue that it's like a different shade of yellow.
Sure.
They can't figure out anything to agree on.
Really? Okay.
Outside of Alabama and Tennessee both hate Notre Dame.
That surprises me because I hear
and a lot of people do.
Well, I guess so that's sort of the Notre Dame thing. I hear so many people are fans of Notre Dame all the time.
Because there are 2 types of people in this world as college football fans, Chewy. People who like Notre Dame and people who hate Notre Dame. And that's just the world that we live in.
Okay.
Now, when we come back, you and I had a practice yesterday. We considered something. Now, I want to throw this out on air. Because I think I was laughing so hard I almost died yesterday.
Oh, no. You're going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can we not talk about it?
Yeah, we can.
Because we're not going to make a movie about it.
No, but...
But the idea is so freaking funny. And I want to get the listeners involved in this idea.
Okay.
Because I think there's a world where, the Browns won the Super Bowl.
And yeah, we know how to get there.
Right?
Oh, that'd be the first thing that happens.
So when we come back, there was something that happened a few years ago that Chewy and I have determined is the origin of all of this craziness that has happened. And I think that we could set the world right if we were able to enact this crazy plan that we have come up with. And when we start talking about it, I think you will as well appreciate where we are coming from. Would you call it a divergence, Chewy? Like that was the moment of the divergence?
Yeah, I would say that's like the beginning of the dark timeline.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about what the other timeline... Chewy and I actually... So we haven't figured out how to fix it yet, but what we have figured out is a way to view the other timeline. And we have some revelations for you guys that what this other universe looks like from this divergence point. We're going to tell you about some of those things when we come back. You may not, right now you're probably like, what the heck is he talking about? I'm telling you, in the next segment, all will become clear, my friends. We'll explain to you what the divergence is and what the alternative timeline looks like. It is the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester.
Previously on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Hacksaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. Just shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC network.
Lucas Stevens here,
joined by Laura Medina,
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340, 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
After months of speculation about a possible artificial intelligence data center coming to Arnold Air Force Base, base leadership has confirmed the project will not be moving forward. In a statement issued Monday, June 1st, Arnold Air Force Base officials said they were notified by the Air Force Civil Engineering Center that potential enhanced use lease offerors will not be submitting proposals for parcels at Arnold for AI data center development. Officials said the decision was based on feedback received from companies that participated in a multi-installation source selection process. The official deadline to submit proposals was May 29th. Arnold Air Force Base was one of 5 installations nationwide being considered for potential AI data center development. The Air Force had offered land at Arnold in Tennessee, Edwards Air Force Base in California, Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Arizona, and Robbins Air Force Base in Georgia. According to the statement, those installations were selected based on market analysis, infrastructure availability, and overall strategic importance. However, no proposals will be submitted for Arnold parcels at this time. In other local news, the Winchester Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying an individual involved in vandalism at a local business. Police say the man shattered a cooler door earlier last week. His identity is currently unknown. Anyone who recognizes the individual is encouraged to contact Detective Alex Bosch at 931-967-3840. Anonymous tips may also be submitted through Crime Stoppers at 931-962-4636. A photo of the individual related to the case is available on the Winchester Police Department's Facebook page. For more details on these stories and more, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
This segment of the starting lineup is brought to you by the Furniture Merchandise Outlet in Tullahoma. Tune into the starting lineup with the FMO Facebook feed every weekday. Now, back to Joe and Chewy.
All right, back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. In what may be the ultimate Trending Tuesday segment of all time ever to ever exist, Chewy and I determined yesterday, while sitting around gorging ourselves on Domino's here in the office, we discovered the divergence point. And it occurred on May 28th of 2016. Chewy, what happened on May 28th of 2016?
On that fateful day, the shot heard round the world, I would say. The gorilla Harambe did pass away.
He was
murdered in cold blood.
He was killed actually one day after his 17th birthday.
Dang.
A young boy fell into his enclosure at the Cincinnati Zoo. And what you and I then speculated upon is that may have been the divergence point in this world in which we live in.
Mm-hmm.
In this, and people, all of the, you talk about the Mandela effect, the Berenstain Bears stuff,
yeah.
all of the things. Some people go back to when they turned on CERN and how it created like multiple universes or whatever the case is. And I think that we're on to something here. Now, if we were to figure out time travel and be able to go back into that fateful day and, like, I don't know, pull the kid's shirt back so it doesn't fall over the edge, how could the world be different? Now, we haven't figured out the time travel element quite yet, but what we were able to do is through our crack research and development team, we were able to R&D up some views into an alternate universe.
Yeah.
And this is how the world would be different if Harambe had survived on that fateful day. First and foremost, there would have been no COVID. There is a world in which Anthony Fauci was actually arrested for his crimes against humanity.
Yeah,
I'm doing a radio show here. Crosby in studio. There's a world in which there is no lab leak. And Anthony Fauci is arrested for putting us all in danger. There's a world in which the Browns continued to build, and Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, and Myles Garrett actually won a Super Bowl and brought the trophy home to Cleveland.
Yeah.
There's a world in which Ukraine and Russia get along as brothers and sisters.
Set aside the differences.
As well as Israel and Palestine.
For the first time in 4,000 years, you know.
There's a world in which Jeffrey Epstein actually killed himself. And Joe Biden was never elected because he was recognized as a bumbling buffoon. There's a world in which Elon Musk has already landed on Mars and where Star Wars doesn't suck.
That was the one that killed me yesterday because, like, we were laughing about this, and then you said when Star Wars doesn't suck, and I was like, wow, dude, we got to make it now. Yeah.
And I think that we could go back in time and change the fate, the course of humanity. There's a world where Franklin County football has been undefeated the last 2 years, and Patrick Mahomes is trash.
You know what else you could do? You could do a post-apocalyptic movie, and in the middle of the movie, a giant white light stops all the heroes, and they shoot at him, and they blocks all of the bullets, and then he comes out of the light, and he walks up, and he goes, he says, "Who are you?" you look just like Harambe. And he goes, I am Harambe the White. You know? It's an albino gorilla with a staff. That's what I imagine. There's lots of different ways we could take this. But
fly, you fools.
That's how he talks too, like Harambe.
So here's the practice that I want to put into place here. If you have a suggestion on something wild and crazy that has just happened in the world that makes you're pretty sure the simulation, like somebody's asleep at the wheel over the last 10 years or so, drop it in the FMO Facebook feed and tell us how you would fix what's something that you would fix in our timeline over the last 10 years if you could.
Before we, all right, let's also preface that. No death threats, please.
Yeah, no death threats. Please make it nice and funny and friendly. The Epstein thing is pretty funny. But
that one's funny because it's like sad.
Oh, man. The Epstein list actually got released.
Yeah, there you go. Everyone got arrested and we all lived happily ever after.
Oh, man. Half of, all of the actors in Hollywood and actresses in Hollywood got, arrested and thrown in prison for their...
It would be really funny just to,
Vladimir Putin, leaves Russia and gets asylum in America, condemning Russia and all of its...
He becomes a podcaster.
Yeah.
Man, you know what the funniest part about it though is how depressing it would actually be walking out of the movie theater after that though.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? You'd be like,
tough.
Wait a minute.
So the idea that we came up with was, what if there was a movie where somebody went back in time, and that is the moment that they changed.
They realized that was the fulcrum.
They could go to any moment in time, and they realized that when Harambe was murdered, that was the divergence point in our world. And that's what set off all of this weird stuff from happening.
You stop revelations from happening because of the gorilla.
Maybe there's a world in which even the political divide that is currently going on,
it doesn't
exist.
Yeah.
What if Trump never felt the need to become president?
Yeah.
And then there was never this divide in the first place.
It's like we all vote that we don't need money anymore because we're all friends.
Just all get along.
We just, you know what? No borders either.
Yeah.
One world government, and then Harambe has to come back and save us from that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Then there's okay. See, now this is a franchise.
There's a world where they never released the alien UFO files. We're still alone, and the truth is still out there.
Brett Crabtree says he'd go back. Nick Saban never coached Alabama.
Ooh. No, you're going too far back. That ship has already sailed, brother.
That would be an interesting concept of if time travel suddenly became accessible.
Yeah.
If you just you know what I mean? It's and then it's things start changing, but everyone starts noticing.
What if it turned out that we do figure it out and everybody starts time traveling and creating their own world timeline, and this is the timeline that Chewie created.
Oh,
what if you're the one to blame? Chewie from 30 years from now is the one to blame for where we're at right now.
That would be kind of cool. I like that responsibility.
I don't know. I think if that's the case, I'm kicking you in the leg, between the legs.
It's I tried to do an apocalypse, but it was too stupid. So now it's just everything's just crappy
totally
now.
Screwed it up.
Yeah, it just sucks now. It's not really an apocalypse. But
you were getting a churro at the Cincinnati Zoo, dropped it, and knocked the kid into the enclosure.
Tripped over the churro after I dropped it because I wasn't paying attention.
You're the reason. You're the reason that Harambe got offed in the first place.
Oh man,
that'd be brutal.
I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself. Brett Crabtree says, and he coached at Tennessee instead. Now that would be interesting.
He left Miami and went to Tennessee.
I wonder what would a Peyton Manning be like under Nick Saban. You know what I mean? I would have liked.
Well, that would have been that would have been before. But so let me put it this way: there is a world, per Brett Crabtree's argument, there is a world where Rich Rodriguez became the head coach of Alabama instead of Nick Saban. And if people remember, they know what I'm talking about because Rich Rodriguez almost, and in fact, I think at one point, because I was at Alabama when this happened, I'm fairly certain at one point we thought Rich Rodriguez was the new head coach at Alabama. And then he, like, backed out at the last second, and we were all devastated.
Wow.
And then we ended up with Nick Saban, and everybody was kind of like, this isn't the guy we wanted. Saban's not like, And turned out Saban was
second coming.
Saban. I mean, second coming of Bear Bryant, basically.
There you go.
Am I lying, Brett? Does anybody remember that? Was Rich Rodriguez almost the coach at Alabama? I'm fairly certain. Like, he was on the plane and he showed up in Tuscaloosa and everything, and like they were on the verge of getting that done.
Wow.
Yeah. And next thing you know, so he had took West Virginia. West Virginia was like struggling before he got there. He took them, and they were a national title contender. They were doing all this crazy stuff. I think it's when Pat White was there and stuff, and they were amazing. And then he decided not to come to Alabama, ended up at Michigan, and crashed Michigan's entire program into the oblivion.
Wow.
Cratered Michigan's program, which they're still, I think they've recovered from it at this point, but you know, they really haven't been. That was after Carr, I believe, was the coach, and they really haven't been the same since.
So where would have Nick Saban gone if he couldn't have gone to Alabama? Do you know?
I don't know where he would have ended up. Tennessee, probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But instead, this is the timeline that we got stuck with. Yay, sports.
Yeah.
All right. I searched up Harambe.
Yeah.
What did and the first thing that comes up is, what did Jane Goodall say about Harambe?
Did she say something?
It's apparently, she said, it was awful for the child, the parents, Harambe. Yeah, I would think so. The zoo, the keepers, and the public. But when people come into contact with wild animals, life and death decisions sometimes have to be made. Goodall said.
Yeah.
Adding that a tranquilizer dart would take too long to take effect.
It's a very sad situation. I remember it happening, like, so clear. Like, I feel like that's going to be like my. No, I'm not going to say that.
I don't like. For me, I remember the younger generation reacting to it, and I was like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
like I didn't really. It didn't really tick my radar.
I tried telling my dad about it, and
I was having like kids and stuff. So I don't know.
I wasn't doing that. But I remember asking my dad. My dad was like, "Okay," you know, and I was like, "I don't think you understand the gravity. What's going on?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he goes, "I'm sorry, but I think accidents just happen." I was like, "It wasn't an accident, okay?" He was a kind man who got stricken down in his final moments violently, and my dad said I needed to relax. But I still believe it.
All right, we'll be back on the other side to wrap things up. If there's something that you could change, like Brett Crabtree trying to change Nick Saban becoming the coach of Alabama, let us know. Drop it in the FMO Facebook feed. It is the starting lineup. You're tuned into ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9, WCDT Winchester.
Lucas Stevens here,
joined by Laura Medina,
inviting you to tune in for the Rebel Report on ESPN Radio Winchester, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church.
We're keeping Franklin County up to speed with the highlights, previews, big moments, and stories built by Rebel Nation, right here at Franklin County High School.
Tune in on WCDT 1340, 106.9. Download the smartphone app or even listen on your smart speaker.
The Rebel Report, every weekday, presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
More Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at reliablerentalfc.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
When life hits you hard, you need someone who will stand up and fight back for you. Andy Davis, attorney at law, serves Southern Middle Tennessee in personal injury, criminal defense, family law, bankruptcy, and more. Call today to set up your free consultation, where you'll get clear answers, honest guidance, and a plan built around your needs. Online at southerninjurylaw.com. This is an advertisement. Andy Davis, attorney at law, responsible for content. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than that of other lawyers.
The future of healthcare starts here. The Southern Tennessee Regional Health System, Winchester and Suwanee, are joining the High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas, a health network serving communities across the state. We're working together to expand access, improve clinical quality, and keep you close to home throughout your care journey. Your favorite providers aren't going anywhere. It's the same care you know and trust, now with a new name. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Farmers, gardeners, and homeowners. Franklin Farmers Co-op in Winchester is your one-stop shop from top-quality feed and seed to fencing, equipment, and even pet supplies. We have everything you need to keep your farm or home running smoothly. Our knowledgeable team is here to help you every step of the way. Stop by Franklin Farmers Co-op, conveniently located at 2229 Deckard Boulevard, or give us a call at 931-967-5511. Franklin Farmers Co-op, rooted in your success, growing with your community.
You're listening to the starting lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee, on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. As we wrap things up on this Trending Tuesday, Chewy, we mentioned in this alternative timeline how Star Wars doesn't suck. Do you have anything in the what is it, 7, 8, 9? Like, what is the one thing? If you could change one thing, what would it be? It could be a moment. It could be an overall arcing kind of the story. What would it be? The thing that you would change?
Probably I would change how Luke was handled a little bit. I understood Luke's character, but it was a bit of an extreme, and then killing him off just felt weird.
Right.
Here's the main choice I would change. At the end of the second one, I would actually have Rey turn to the dark side.
Ooh.
And then have Luke come back and save everyone and involve maybe Vader's ghost or something, or Anakin's ghost, involve that in it, something like that, where it makes it like, cause it's still the Skywalker saga, you know what I mean? Not saying that Rey has to die, and don't have her be redeemed, but that's the difference I would make, is I would make Luke a little more of a fulcrum of the story than he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't really love the way he was handled in the end, but I did like that movie. Out of all three, that was probably my favorite.
I struggle with the last three because I can't, for the life of me, when I watch them, I can't see what they were thinking at any point along the way and how they got to where they did. Like, at what point, how did they sit down? Did they lay the three movies out, or did they do one movie at a time? Yes. How did they get from one to where they got? But from Leia floating in space and all the other weird stuff that happened. What's funny about what you said is, I agree with you. My thought is the same exact thing. That was the same exact thing that I had in my mind was all of the crazy, weird, stupid crap that happened. The thing that just didn't make any sense to me is who Luke was in those 3 movies.
Yeah. He, and I don't mind like a bitter Luke Skywalker, but I didn't like how he was handled. Like he didn't live up to what he used to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this, like if, and for me,
He kind of reminded me of Mark Hamill, like now today as a regular human person. Like he just is kind of like, a jerk.
Yeah.
But
and again, I don't mind like a crotchety old Luke, but I mean like he wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't Luke. You know what I mean? That was like Luke if he lost, and
Right.
I guess he did technically lose, but that's not what Luke Skywalker does. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like the reason Yoda left is because all of like everything he had built for his entire life had been destroyed up to that moment. You know what I mean? Like there's a bigger implications with Yoda running away. There's a reason why. It's also because Yoda is a dangerous being for other people to be around. You know?
It was weird because he kind of like the whole point of when he became the Jedi and stuff was he went from being this whiny brat little kid who was always complaining to realizing that it was bigger than himself, that there was so much more to it, and kind of being enlightened.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 in the other movies, he was back to being like this whiny bratty little not understanding the bigger picture, the bigger concept.
Very much of a regression of the character.
Yeah.
And not in a good way. I would have, and here's the thing, if you're going to do that with that character, that extreme, I need half a movie to understand why. Not 2 or 3 flashbacks,
right.
told through a certain point of view.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the other part that I just roll my eyes about is how it gets described. But anyway, like, I would have just focused on the older characters a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it can all be fixed if we figure out time travel.
Let me on the team, Coach. I'll play.
Put Chewie in, Coach.
Yeah. You can't get any worse.
No. Unfortunately, we can't go back and fix it. I wish there was a way to, like, just delete those.
Oh, yeah? I've got a few ideas. Yeah.
Maybe you'll have to tell me.
There are some loopholes in the Star Wars universe that many don't know about.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll have to teach me this dark side, my friend. All right. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Hey, Ashton Danley is going to be in studio with us tomorrow on the starting lineup. You won't want to miss it. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
To grow. When substance misuse enters a home, children can face neglect and lasting trauma. The Drug Endangered Children's Initiative in Franklin County brings together schools, first responders, and community partners to identify risks early and protect our most vulnerable. It's not about blame, it's about protection. And when we stand up for our children, we are stronger together. Learn more at fcpctn.org/DEC. This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
Got a project to tackle or a party to plan? Skip the stress and rent it instead at Reliable Rental in Winchester. From tools and heavy-duty machines to chairs, tables, and event essentials, they've got what you need to get the job done right. Whether it's work or a weekend celebration, Reliable Rental makes it easy. Stop by 2433 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or check out everything they offer online at ReliableRentalFC.com. Reliable Rental. When you need it, they've got it.
It's time for a community calendar update presented by Minuteman Press in Tullahoma.
Here's what's happening in Franklin County. Good Game Arcade is hosting Avatar Trivia Night on Tuesday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. Test your knowledge of Aang, Katara, Zuko, and the rest of Team Avatar in a fun evening of themed trivia, prizes, and arcade action. Whether you're a casual fan or a true Avatar expert, it's a great way to spend your Tuesday night. Remote Area Medical is bringing a free medical clinic to Winchester, June 6th and 7th at Franklin County High School. Services include free dental care such as cleanings and extractions, free vision exams with prescription glasses made on site, and full medical services including physicals and general consultations. It's a first come, first serve with no ID required. Parking opens Friday night just before midnight, and clinic doors open at 6 a.m. both Saturday and Sunday. VFW Post 1893 is hosting a 4th of July silent auction, with bidding ending June 6th at 6 p.m. The public is invited to bid on gift baskets, gift cards, gear, and more, all supporting veterans and our local community. For details, call 931-967-1456. And on Sunday, June 7th at 11 a.m., Church of Restoration in Cowan will hold homecoming service. Michael Knight and the Redeemed will be singing, Brother Hunter Cox will be preaching, and dinner will be served after the service. Pastor Lester Ashley invites everyone to attend. In a small area like Franklin County, staying connected matters. So stay connected to your community with 931-GO and ESPN Radio Winchester.
Do you need high-quality printing services that help your business stand out? Minuteman Press